not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, some have greatness thrust upon them, and some are just all of the above like the Wii U. That's a real quote too, not that I'd have to tell you. The Wii U was so great that it just decided to call it quits early, unlike all these other insecure consoles that drag on, trying to prove something. Michael Jordan retired after 6 championships. Wii U was discontinued after Color Splash. Nothing left to prove. In fact, gamers pled, please have mercy on us. We can only handle so much fun. And Nintendo finally provided relief with the Switch, a console that nobody bought. The Wii U ran so the Switch could walk. Pikmin 3 was better on the Wii U, and you know it. Not gonna lie, when I decided I was going to do a series of videos making the case for why each and every console is the greatest ever, stay tuned for your favorite, the Wii U might be the one I was most excited to do. A console so great, this script practically writes itself. And hopefully this video has gone on long enough that a handful of angrily and awkwardly written comments have been submitted by folks who don't know I'm joking. Or am I? The thing is that I actually do really like the Wii U, at least more than most people, while being fully aware of its faults and mostly not caring. And I know what a lot of you are thinking. How could the Wii U be the greatest when stuff like the Virtual Boy exists? I hear ya, and I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be an uphill battle. But let's start with the arguments you actually see a lot of people making, which is that a ton of the Switch's biggest hits were on the Wii U first. Some pretty significant games too, like, I don't know, the best-selling game on there. And sure, they've added a ton of content, but this came out for Wii U in 2014. And if the Wii U hadn't died, Nintendo probably could have added all the extra content to the Wii U version. The game didn't stop being made by Nintendo. It's not like Activision bought the rights and improved it. Between the Switch and Wii U versions, this game has sold over 70 million copies. One of the best-selling video games ever. Do you realize how serious this is? Clearly some broad appeal, and yet people said the Wii U was completely worthless. This thing has a light that lets you know when discs are inside. How more wrong can people be? For other consoles, I have to either try to use psychic abilities or power the whole thing on just to check. Or maybe start opening cases. Oh hey, I have been looking for this. Was starting to suspect Timmy. If you want to say the marketing and branding of the Wii U was bad, then sure, I'll agree with that. But we're talking about how good the actual games are. All these games on Switch that people love were on the Wii U years ago. And even the ones that weren't kind of were with how similar they are. To me, so many Wii U games being released on the Switch has always felt like a "we told you so" by Nintendo more than anything. But going back to that point about the branding and marketing, I don't know about you, but I rely on researching which games are coming out on a console, not how well the company markets that console to me. Something like the Saturn, which failed in the US due to poor marketing, years later people actually do the research and bippity boppity boo, is now considered awesome by those who have it. The same probably could have happened for the Wii U had all its best games not been brought over to Switch, which I'm as guilty as anyone. I've gotten the Switch versions of past Wii U games, but with the mindset of never forget. I still give the Wii U credit for all these games, and for good reason. My Wii U is, let's say, sensitive. It all started after a party it wasn't invited to. I mean, you know how catering can be for these things, and there just wasn't room for everyone. Now, I feel like it's following me, watching me, and get this, talk about blackmail, it has even threatened to pass into the video game afterlife if I don't play it often enough. And I tell you what, thanks to Yoshi's Woolly World, it's the sweetest blackmail I've ever experienced. What a game. So charming and an absolute delight. You really want to play this one in HD in my opinion. Over the 3DS version really brings that cutesy style to life. The way it plays around with Yarn. I never would have pegged myself a fan of Yarn, but I tell you what, you're looking at a hardcore dyed-in-the-wool Yarn fan now. To the extent I've considered purchasing the special giant Yarn Yoshi they released alongside this game. How many consoles can say they've made you want a giant Yarn collectible? That's right, just the Wii U, baby. That's what greatness does. But wait a second. Wouldn't everything include the Wii U? Well, fair is fair. But then what about the Zelda games? Yep, 3 of the best Zelda games ever made, and as of this video, the HD releases of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess still haven't been ported. These games play great on the Wii U, and then take the Zelda fans to horse heaven with Breath of the Wild, another game the Wii U feels was stolen from it by the Switch. But you know, I am getting a bit concerned with this complex of the Wii U feeling like everything was stolen from it. I thought it was kind of cute at first, but then it started to get a little more carried away, and now I'm just kind of scared, honestly. But don't listen to me. What I mean to say is that the Wii U is so awesome, and darn all those dirty, rotten thieves. Moving along, let's talk about perhaps my all-time favorite Wii U game. And it's actually a game that I've talked about being one of my all-time favorites just in general, and that would be Nintendo Land, specifically Mario Chase. But there are a lot of good options within Nintendo Land. In any case, the reason I love this game so much is because I don't think there's ever been a multiplayer game where every time I play it, everyone squeals and laughs so hard. It's just a completely different kind of experience. I've had a nice time with Elden Ring, but there ain't no laughing and squealing. Actually, there is painful squealing, not the I was hiding in blue and everybody thought I was in yellow kind of squealing. If you have a chance to play this game with good friends or family, you know, people you like, do it. Nintendo Land doesn't do anything insane, it's just the type of backyard fun you had as a kid put into a video game. I couldn't love it more. The Wii U will always be a juggernaut to me for this game alone. I will never get rid of my Wii U. I will play it regularly to make sure it doesn't die on me. I will defend it when I can. I'll even make an argument for the gamepad. The Wii U gamepad. So much hatred for this thing. Kinda bulky, not nearly as sleek and portable as the Switch. Has a limited range from your console. Looks like a Fisher-Price toy, but gosh darn it, I think it's comfortable to hold. Every time I go from holding the Switch to holding this, I feel like it's this dirty little secret in my head that I think it's way more comfortable to hold. Yeah, it's bigger, but it's pretty light for its size, and with how many accessories there are for the Switch to make the Joy-Cons bigger and bulkier, more comfy to hold, I think, yeah, that's what the Wii U did done do. So we've got a comfortable controller. Great games, of which many became far more popular later, and maybe the greatest party game ever made. And yeah, I know pretty much all of you disagree, of which I'd love to read your comments explaining why, but just a warning, you may want to look out around your house.
He's the retro bird, yeah, and he's talking about video games. He's the